So, hello and welcome again to Hot Flashes and Cool Chats. So, as most of you know, I started these conversations because through my work and through the community that I've built, I'm meeting so many amazing people who are passionate about supporting women in midlife. And I just found like this chat series was a good way for me to not only for me to learn about them, and I'm the only one that's had this conversation. Now, what I can do is I can have these conversations and share it so everyone can hear their stories, get to know them personally, learn about their products and services, and obviously them as a resource. So that way they can offer information and education to you during this season when we just feel like we are stuck, maybe in some chaos, and just make this time of life a little bit brighter and easier for all of us women and empower us. That's really the goal. So today I want to welcome Sally Hayes. She is the founder of Matrikas. And Sally, I just want to know, how did you tell me about yourself? And then also tell me a little bit how you got Matrika started and how it supports women in midlife.
So Matrikas is a happy accident. I did not sit down with a pen and paper and plan this out. I was a prenatal massage therapist for 26 years, and my clients continued to ask me for resources. And originally, I kept reaching out to people, chiropractors, acupuncturists, OBGYNs, doulas, midwives, etc., and kept compiling these resources strictly for my clients. And then everyone that I met was like, I need those resources too. So it was a little exhausting to go to coffee with everybody one on one, right? So I decided once a month, let's just have wine in my office. We'll have a little happy hour. And I never meant for this to be what it is today. I'm very happy it is. It has grown beyond what I could have imagined. I always say I'm a steward of the energy of the group. I'm constantly sending surveys and asking what people want. And it really is about the community. A lot of people were burnt out working by themselves and wanted collaborative care and wanted people to refer to. And as a massage therapist, I have a specific scope of practice. But I don't do what a chiropractor does or an acupuncturist or a pelvic floor therapist, but I do refer to them so often that it makes sense for us to all know each other and to refer back and forth, be
Yeah,
able to send a text and say, "Hey, I sent you somebody today." And then, a week later, "Hey, got that patient in for you. They're doing great.
yeah,
Thank you so much."
yeah,
So at the heart of it is to create a community of caretakers and collaborative care where we can support people from anywhere on their reproductive journey. And the biggest thing right now that we're all talking about is perimenopause, because you can be in
yeah,
postpartum and in perimenopause at the same time. Some people are in perimenopause and going through fertility at the same time. And also, there's a lot of misinformation
yeah,
about, I'm just going to say a blanket statement, women's health in general. That doesn't
yeah,
quite encompass the whole thing, but reproductive health, there's a lot of misinformation. Most of us have a sixth grade education when it comes to this. I'm on a lot of groups for menopause, yours included, Mamas in Menopause shout out. And I find when I post like, hey, what are we all doing? It is like the Wild West. Some
yeah,
people are doing HRT. Some people are doing pellets. Some people are not on HRT and don't want to be. Some people are taking supplements. Some people are uh, doing all sorts of stuff. I mean, the spectrum is wide for this. So
yeah,
I appreciate
yeah.
what you're doing, talking to everybody so that more people can get accurate information.
Yeah, and I think that you and I have known each other for some time now, and I think we both kind of knew each other in a little bit of kind of like our past careers, which were still, is dear to our heart, and our world and our journey has led us here. Similar to you, mine's a happy accident as well, and what it really comes down to is not just women, but all of us need community. And when we really think about, the history and now what our lives look like, we're so siloed. And this is what exactly, started my journey to mamas and menopause, and even what I do as a midlife concierge, but similar to you. And I just think when we spoke, we were speaking the same language that we're like, we have this amazing service that we do. I'm a certified long-term care specialist. But like you, there's so much that comes along with it. It's not just an insurance policy. It's not just, one thing that people think it is. It is a whole connection. It's collaboration you talked about. It's coordination, which a lot of people don't really realize how important coordination is, because if you have someone going through infertility, it's not just the doctor. There are so many people that need to be part of this journey with this woman and her partner, in if there is a partner in this, to support. And I just think I love how our worlds just really are in sync with each other.
Totally. I
And I
want to tell a story
love,
of us getting on Zoom together,
oh my
and
gosh,
we
tell
had
me.
been communicating, emailing back and forth, and I recognized your name kind of, but I couldn't place it. And then we got on Zoom and you went, I know you. And I was
Yeah,
like, oh, we do know each other, but how do we know each other? And like,
yeah,
it was just that perfect moment that shows that even in a place like LA,
right.
it's really a small town, and we really are more rooted in community already than
Yeah,
we even understand. So
you're so right. And I feel like, back then, I think it was like 5 years ago when we first met, our worlds were, and what we did didn't really overlap. But now, because of the way that our journey has come to fruition, and I think it's so true. I think you received a random email from me. So shout out to like my little contact, communication out there. But and I'm so glad that you reached out, because there is so much that we can share and learn from each other. And the fact that your world is now women's health is women's health, and we're really finally realizing that it doesn't stop when we become a certain age.
right.
And what you even mentioned before, it kind of overlaps, and you don't think of that unless you're having maybe some of those health challenges where people who've had hysterectomies they're still trying to have babies, and they're in menopause. And I'm sure there's a lot of other health, you know, conditions that are people are facing the same thing. So tell me more about, how the menopause world is kind of, how are you expanding into this menopause world?
So this year, we are doing our second annual Build Your Village event. And this year we've added a menopause event, which has been really exciting because a lot of our providers do work through menopause and perimenopause. And it has always been in conjunction with reproductive health. I never had kids, but I'm at that age. So I've been on chat rooms like yours looking to find out what's going on. And I want to say that a lot of this is by design that we are not educated, and it's by design that we are kept apart. Women have traditionally been demonized for using gossip when that is the way we submit information to each other.
Yeah,
And we've been historically divided and separated into groups and kept away from each other. And that does not serve any of us.
yeah,
So that is a pivotal value that I hold, that we are already in community and we have to support each other. And part of the way we support each other is by educating one another through the spread of information. If you
hmm,
have a provider you really like, tell people. Don't hold that secret and don't gatekeep information. We need to know. We need to know this information. Perimenopause and menopause is the hot new topic, and people are waiting later in life to have babies. So often they're going through postpartum and perimenopause at the same time and not sure how to extrapolate what's what. But most of the people who do work in any spectrum of reproductive health are essentially working in the transitions of life, right?
Yeah.
These are all
Yeah.
transitions medically or alternative medicine, integrative health. And we have to look at these cycles of life as cycles of life. There's
Yeah.
no point where you get to a place and you're like, okay, this is what I eat, this is what I take. We have to live in the flow of every transition and where are you now and always checking in and getting your tests done and doing your self-care and managing all of that and asking for help and seeking information.
Yeah. I love that. And I think that what you really bring is people that you have met and learned to trust and know who they are and know this resource and bringing that to women. So it's really saving a lot of time, money, headache
Yes,
because it's so easy in our world right now. And I say this all the time. It's so easy to get on and maybe Google, but you don't really know what you're getting. And if it's really someone that fits you, it might be a really amazing practitioner for you, Sally. But but for me, it maybe isn't the right fit. And what you're able to do is say, hey, I've got this one practitioner that is really, really great for me. But because your circumstance is different, because your health condition, whatever it happens to be, is different than mine, I've got someone that I know that would be a really good fit for you. And I love that. It's like a little matchmaker and really, really supporting women, through this journey that already is so emotional. It's emotional, it's overwhelming. I know myself and my husband, we have two beautiful boys and they're older, but we had a hard time getting pregnant. We had an easy time getting pregnant. We had a hard time keeping the pregnancy before my first. And those are journeys that are really hard to go through. You think you're the only one. And it's really until you start talking about it that you realize that you are not alone and there are resources and there are different journeys and paths. Me personally, I'm all personal here. I'm adopted. I'm the only one adopted and I'm in the middle of five kids. So is there adoption? Is it, fertility? Is it natural? I mean, there's so many different ways if people want to have a family. And sometimes it's not even about a family. There's women who choose not to have families. So everybody looks so different on their journey on what makes sense for them. And like you're saying, women's health, we need to really make sure that we're talking about women's health in all these different ways, and there's not just one way to do it,
exactly.
right?
And there is support out there. I think we've been so kept apart from the information that it's
Yeah,
almost like you have to get a PhD in trying to figure out what provider you need. There's a a lot of underfunding in research, which is an issue, and
mm,
women are not believed when they go to medical institutions. That's also been a huge problem. So we work really hard to find the best providers. We have a searchable directory. And also, a key part of our mission is that the providers know each other and refer to each other.
yeah,
So you can come across our website and just look and find people, but more to the heart of it, we want providers to be able to recommend each other by being rooted in real relationships with each other and knowing each other.
mhm,
And I, I think this is vital to doing collaborative care with any patients or clients.
yeah,
As a practitioner, part of what you do is to refer out when you get to the end of the scope of your practice.
right,
And having those trusted referrals are vitally important to the
yeah,
care of your patient or your client.
absolutely. And we talk about that they're an extension of you. And so exactly what you're saying, once you know your scope, but then you also know everyone who's supporting you within that scope. And I love, love, love what you have created. I think it just makes this time where we feel so siloed community. I love when you said you've said this before, and it's like I put in my brain, women talking. There's power in women talking, and the fact that you were saying it was demonized, gossip really is good. It's always funny because Ozzy and I with Mamas in Menopause, we always get little nuggets. So our nugget for today, gossip is good because it is sharing of that information. And if it's all with good intention, that's what we need to continue to do. I am actually really excited about this event that you have coming up because it is really a lot of sharing of this world that you really have created. So tell us a little bit more about Glow and Tell.
I'm super excited about this event because another big pillar of mine personally and Matrikas is that we have fun.
Yeah,
We deal with a lot of heavy subjects during the day. A lot of times when you're going through these transitions, it can be frustrating. We want to have a nourishing environment that you can come to. So October 12th, it's a Sunday from 5 to 8 p.m. We are going to be at the beautiful Mayborn Hotel in Beverly Hills. It's a beautiful luxury hotel. We're in the ballroom. We're going to have expert speakers. We're going to have um, lots of booths with practitioners and some clean beauty and some healthy brands and a lot of new emerging innovative things that I can't wait to show everybody. We're gonna have really amazing gift bags, a DJ, and wonderful photography. Kendra Greenberg is a fantastic photographer, and she's coming to do photography for the event that day. We're
mm,
so happy to have her. You're going to be able to come and meet some trusted providers, trusted brands, listen to some panels, but it's not going to be like an all day having to listen to panels. We have one fireside chat with Aaliyah, who is the founder of Yashi, which is a menopause supplement. She's phenomenal. She's going to tell her journey, and then we're going to have a collaborative panel that is going to really help you navigate menopause from a Eastern and Western perspective. So
mm,
you can think pelvic floor PTs, mental health therapists, things like that that you're going to get that maybe you are, when you're thinking menopause, you're thinking hormone therapy or not hormone therapy is the big conversation, right? And that
yeah,
will be discussed as well. And we'll definitely have those practitioners, but we'll also have people that you may not have thought that you needed. Um, Amanda V, sex coach who you've interviewed and had on here, she'll be there as well. That's a great resource that maybe you wouldn't put with menopause, but she's a phenomenal source of information and can really help you navigate some of those menopausal um, ups and downs. And we're just so happy to have everybody there in this beautiful environment. It's going to be fun. You're going to come
yeah.
meet mamas in menopause are going to be represented there. So if you're alone, you can walk in and walk out with your support group, a list of experts, a really beautiful swag bag, and some trusted brands that you can use as well, and supplements. So we really wanted to root this in community. We want people to be able to come in groups, but we want you to also walk in alone and feel very nourished and supported and rooted in community because one of the worst things to go through in your life is navigating a transition, whatever it is, without your community.
Right.
So, you know,
Yeah.
the whole umbrella is called Build Your Village this year. We have a fertility event in the morning. We have Build Your Village itself in the afternoon for new and expecting parents. And then menopause is our pinnacle event. And through all of these transitions, community is the heart of everything. And we really
Yeah.
want to drive that home. We're really creating a collaborative group. So this isn't going to
Yes.
be like going to a warehouse somewhere and just going to booth and booth and booth and booth, looking
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
products being sold
And being
to.
afraid to walk up and talk to people, it's going to be engaging. And I love that it is really the opening our eyes to this whole spectrum that, women's health doesn't have a beginning and it doesn't have an end. And so really the people, women, I'm assuming, and the men and the partners that support
Of
are all
course.
invited. Um, is there a target age range, or what would you say most of the time age range people are coming?
We're probably going to be 35 and up for the menopause, perimenopause. We're going to do a heavy emphasis on perimenopause because, as we now know, perimenopause can last for about 10 years, right? That's kind of the average that they say. Menopause is when you haven't had a menstrual cycle for 12 months. And then after that day of menopause, you're postmenopausal, right? So
Yeah,
we're going to really lean heavily into perimenopause to support you and educate you going into menopause and postmenopause as well.
love it.
There will be nutritionists, fitness, personal trainers, things of that nature as well. We're really excited to be able to build your village for you. Everyone
Yeah,
talks about building your village. It takes a village. You got to have a village, but nobody tells you who the village is or
yeah.
how to design your village. Like,
Exactly. Who are the important pieces of the puzzle that you really need for your village?
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
you think you know, but you don't really know until you start realizing how everybody works together and as a team. I love that so much. I'm so excited for this event and for you and for this journey that you've been on, that you've been able to create and support women. So I had to make sure that people knew who you were because, like me, we don't know we don't know who we're supposed to reach out to. And then when we hear what you're doing, now we know we can call you and find out who should be on our team and who are the important people to support us. So thank you. I wanted to thank you. Before we do wrap up though, I wanted to see, is there a best way for people to get a hold of you? I will have it in the notes, of course, all your contact information, but if you want to just say it so if someone's listening, at least they can hear it on how to best get a hold of you.
Our website is wearematrikas.com, Matrikas. We are Matrikas at gmail.com is the best email. Very active over on Instagram and mildly active on LinkedIn, but looking to grow LinkedIn a little bit. I'm navigating that platform, but Instagram seems to be our major platform. We're on a few others as well, but Instagram is where we're most active, I would say.
Active. Hmm. Okay, good. Well, I
Yeah.
will put it all in there. Thank you so much for your time. It's such a pleasure to just bring really fun, amazing, interesting people on to have a chat with, have a hot flash and cool chat with.
Thank you. And I love the name of that. I'm such a big fan of names and I love hot flash and cool chats. That's super cute. So
Yeah,
thank you.
it's another little journey, another little way for me to as I'm learning and growing. So thank you to everyone for you know, in having the patience as I'm learning through this and bringing on people. It's been a lot of fun. That's all I can say is I'm having a lot of fun doing this, bringing it. So keep listening so that way I know you like it and we can keep bringing more people. But again, thank you. I'm so appreciative of your time, your connections, your passion for supporting women. So thank you. And until next time, just remember, mamas, you are not alone in this midlife journey. We are all in this together through the hot flashes, the cool chats, and now really meaningful connections. So thanks again, and we will catch up with you later. Bye, everyone.